So the buying process with most of the procurement, it goes like that. A need is identified by the procurement team. They ask for specifications. Then the potential suppliers are identified. RFQ is issued to selected suppliers. Proposal they receive. Negotiations on price. Contract is agreed and contract the performance. This is the buying process, usually by a procurement team. And what is changing in the current scenario is this. According to a study done by Gartner on 750 companies in the B2B buying, 27% of the buying journey is researching independently online. The customers are just doing the research. Before, salesperson used to give information. That was the job. But today, information is everywhere. And also, misinformation is everywhere. There's too much of noise. They're more confused than ever before. Yes or no? Right? There are too many things out there. But they love to take their chances on doing their research. All right, and choosing whom to go to business with. 22% spend meeting internally within the group, asking for references from here and there, and try to identify a vendor. 18% spend researching independently offline, asking about other facility managers or procurement teams. The 16% do other things, we don't know what. 17% of overall buying journey is spent meeting with professional or potential buyers. You have to understand this thing. The new trend is that you hardly get about 17% of contact time with the customer. Because most of the decision making procurement is happening on the other side. Which means a salesperson cannot be just a salesperson today. He has to be a marketing person. He has to be a branding person. He has to be a brand ambassador. He has to be a customer experience point for the customers. It's no more just sales. The lines are, merged. You have to do marketing. You have to do branding. You have to talk about it. You have to publish articles about it. You have to have your thought leadership, your content out there. You have to represent your brand. So it's not just sale. Because from what touch point the customer makes the connection with you, how you can influence your customer is not always on one-on-one. You can influence them in so many ways. So your profile, your LinkedIn profile, the way you put your thought leadership out there, it all matters today in customer decision making. So your job is not just to think like a salesperson, you have to think like a brand ambassador. You have to think like a business owner. If this is your company, and you're the all in all of that company, how do you represent yourself to the outside world? And when you make that tiny shift in that perception of representing a brand, your entire interactions will change. You will not act like a salesperson. You'll act like a consultant. You'll act like an advisor. You'll act like a guide. You'll act like an authority on the subject. And you will have greater product knowledge because you're curious to know how it works. You will sit with the engineering team. You'll try to go deeper research to understand how these minute things in the engineering line can make a huge business impact on the customer. Because ultimately, you are the one person who is in touch with the customer. You are in touch with the reality, yes or no? And you are the modern day hunters and gatherers. The entire company runs because of you. You are the one who brings in the revenue. You are the backbone of this business. Nothing works without you. Salespeople are also the most irreplaceable in today's world. AI is replacing so many people, but you guys are safe. It's a human contact business. You'll always be safe. A salesperson cannot be replaced by the technology that is happening around the world. But you are smart enough to use the technology to leverage in reaching out to the customer, in branding, in marketing, in customer experience. You have an advantage here. And then you have to look at the process of value selling. Now usually the value proposition is developed by your marketing team. They'll tell you this is the specs, this is the feature, this is the benefits. And usually the mistakes what people make is once you have this value proposition developed for your company, you straight away go to do value communication with the customer. This is where things are going wrong. There is a process that is involved. Because when you go to a customer specific value proposition, because when you go to each and every customer, it's not like one size fits all, yes or no? It's just very specific to each person's industry, businesses, and in that industry also specific to that person, specific to that business. So you got to align expectations, you have to make your preparation, you have to do your homework, and you have to align the expectation of the customer. I need to understand what are the probing questions that I need to ask, what are the critical things that matter to this customer. So you make your preparation call before meeting the customer. And then you come to value discovery meeting with the customer. Here you're meeting with different stakeholders and you're aligning stakeholders around shared outcomes. What is the outcome that is required? So you talk to different stakeholders, different teams, different departments. Then you come into the stage of value proposition and refinement, and then value communication, that is again meeting with the customer. In that process, you got to quantify value. It is called total profit added. So you're not only thinking from the solution, don't just think about the solution point. Solution, solution, solution. This is where product comes into the mind. I know when you think solution, yeah. Solution is what everybody else is trying to give, but you have to think beyond that solution. You have to define what solution you are going to give. There's a different language for explaining that solution. So that is the total profit added. You have to create, calculate, communicate the real business outcomes from your customer. What impact it is going to have. You talk about the value, then you talk about total ownership. You talk about cost of ownership, then you talk about the price. So that's the process that has to be.